Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel for another video. Boys, we are getting close. We're getting close, but there's not too much to post in the next week. I talked about it yesterday in my video. I don't think there's going to be a database dropping, which is fine. That's something a little bit different, which is totally okay. But I had a really cool idea for everyone this week on this channel, and a lot of you guys will probably watch this video throughout the week if you're not watching it the day that I post it. I want to go through and basically look at all of the starter teams that I have built really since I started creating content. I mean, I did start in the middle of FIFA 17, so I don't have my FIFA 17 starter team documented, and you guys got to understand as well. Obviously, you guys see the name, Run the Foot Market. I really started my content with market-based content. So obviously, as we've diversified and we're doing a ton of stuff now, it was really hard for me to find my FIFA 18 and 19 starter teams because the majority of my content was all market. So there was like a year, I think it was this FIFA 18, where like it was a week into the game and I literally hadn't played a game. I don't have any games on my account, so I couldn't find a team. So there is another team from FIFA 18 that I kind of showed that was really like longer along. Does that even make sense? Longer along? But anyways, hopefully you guys are doing well. Thank you guys for the crazy support. We posted a video yesterday on FIFA 22, basically everything that we know so far. If you want to check that out, you can. And I'll probably have one of those update videos every 2 to 3 days. I don't want to force content. This upcoming year on the YouTube channel, I really want this channel to be amazing content. I don't want it to be forced. I don't want to just upload to upload. I want every single video that you guys click on is going to be really cool. Either a cool concept, funny, or unique, and new information. So that's my goal for this year, is really trying to improve the quality on the YouTube channel for you guys. It's a big goal of mine, man, obviously, as well as the Twitch streams, you know, thriving with that. So first of all, this is FIFA 18, and this was like a 20k starter team that I had built on the FootWiz app, actually. I have like 8 links here because I had to dig deep. I spent 30 to 40 minutes before I even started recording this video trying to find these teams. This one is in my old setup. My face cam is currently blocking myself right now. But this team was a 4-3-2-1 with Ben Yedder, Muriel. That Ben Yedder, this is like the start of Ben Yedder, man. This is when he was on Sevilla. Man, I remember that this cam, I think, was 4-star, 4-star. My midfield was very, very sweet looking. Obviously, with these starter teams, you're always going for those players that have like those low, high 70, low 80 stats that are going to be not in the Premier League. You could see the center backs, this is before the fullback at center back thing, but looking for center backs, obviously with close to 80 pace. And then, I think my right back was like in the La Liga too, or maybe that team was in the La Liga, but obviously a low-key team. And yeah, I mean, this was a good price prediction. I think this was before the game even came out. This is a team that you would look at and would most likely be about 20 to 25k. None of these players, when people look at teams like this, they're like, wow, Nick, what are you talking about? Like, Kurzawa's going to be like 15k. I mean, when you look at this type of team, guys, with this FIFA, this was a good price prediction. I don't think this team was more than 30k. The really only guys in this team that were going to cost me money, to be honest, was probably Ben Yedder, Kurzawa, and maybe Cyprian. I remember Siri was 1.5k. So yes, this was a hypothetical starter team that I had made on FIFA 18. And then this was actually a FIFA 18 team, I think. This is a Barclays Premier League team. This was actually, believe it or not, in like, I think October. So this was like second week of the game. Obviously, this was the year with Eric Bailly. This was just kind of my Prem team, although I don't really know who was at cam and striker. So interesting there. I've got Aurier at right back. I remember that Fellaini inform was crazy, but this is obviously a little further along. I just kind of wanted to document what I did have in FIFA 18, or what I at least could find. Man, that Renato was crazy. I remember Renato, he had transferred from Bayern, and from 17 to 18, he went to Swansea on loan. A little throwback too, where Begovic was like 6'8". He was insane. And then Danny Rose was at Spurs. So obviously you guys can see on my bench though, I got that League SBC promise, man. He rode with me all year. He was such a good player. And look, we got a young looking Zidane as our manager. Then we move on to FIFA 19, guys. And this was on September 27th. So this is basically my first week starter team. This is somewhat there. I thought what was really interesting was that I actually highlighted the first day of this FIFA, or at least close to the first day, and I was doing a best time to buy your team video. And again, this was 4 days or 2 days into the game, and I have 0 games played. I don't even have a game played, man. Look at me. I'm such a nerd, man. I can't believe it, but yeah. So this was my team, guys. I think, the main difference that I wanted to tell you guys that really changed with FIFA is nowadays with FIFA, like last year, when we got introduced with this Division Rivals with the coin progression, it puts a lot more incentive on playing games early on. Whereas like a lot of you guys that have been playing FIFA for a long time, the main thing in the beginning was trying to figure out how the heck are we going to get on the market and make coins and trade. And that really changed recently. Like now it's kind of like, okay, you got to get on quick. And when you get that 10 hours of EA access, you got to get into games. You got to get into the drafts. You got to get those division rivals, because once you get the promotion now in division rivals, I'm assuming it's going to be the same this year. You still get those coin boosts. I think getting to Division 1 is like, I think the placement last year was like almost like 100K if you won all your games. So putting that emphasis on actually playing, EA's done a little bit of a better job with starting to reward a little bit more playing in the beginning, rather than kind of just having to try to figure it out. So this was technically my FIFA 19, first day team. And man, it's just looking like such a lethal team. But then I think when we look into this, my first division rivals rewards, this was in FIFA 19 also. This was 4 days later. You can see your boys already making team of the week 1 investments. I don't know if you guys remember 82 Sydney. He was crazy, man. I don't know if any of you guys remember who that was. He went up so much in value that year. But yeah, I've got a Prem team, which is kind of weird because usually you'd want to steer clear of the Prem teams, guys. This is coming from advice. I've been playing FIFA for a decade. The Premier League teams are the most expensive early on every single year. There's like no chance it's not. It always is the most expensive team that you can possibly get. So I do think it's pretty interesting how I literally don't listen to myself and I buy the Prem team every year. I think a lot of people do that. But this was a hybrid. I think that was at center back, Upamecano. I want to say that's Mukiele. I think that was Mukiele, guys. I remember him being really good. Obviously, Resilient is one of the best starter players possible every single year. He's actually getting higher rated cards now, which is a little bit annoying because he used to be under 80, and I think he might get a little bit of an upgrade. We've got Doucouré at CDM and Didi. Ricardo Pereira at right back. I think that is Pavlenka in net. I think Mars is my right mid. Mars was really overpowered at the start of FIFA 19. The first time finesse and the finesses generally. Mars was crazy. Obviously, my face cam and my fat ass face is blocking that. And then we've got Lacazette at striker, Rashford out wide. So this is a solid team. I'm a lone rat on the bench. You guys can see that. But this is like my day 4 team, guys. I wonder, by the way, how my division rivals rewards were. Now I'm getting curious, guys, because we're kind of getting close to that time. The Rossi and Henderson, it's kind of crazy. Like on a first week division rivals rewards, right? Like when you get Ake, right? Like that's actually good. I'm sitting there like laughing and talking about it, right? Look at De Jong being a 77 rated in FIFA 19. But yeah, like that's a usable card. So you get excited, man. It's so crazy early on. Like you pack like a low-key player, you get really excited. You got a Yarmolenko there. Anything else? Goretzka. Like, yeah, packing an 83 Goretzka. I'm pretty sure Goretzka was like 40K early on. So crazy to see. I wonder if I did a compare price and I got to check out what he was. But then obviously we got 250K packs at the end. 50K packs in the beginning of FIFA, man. Wow, that's a blessing, man. 50K pack at the beginning of FIFA is crazy. We got Mario Balotelli is in 83. We've got Kessie, Bernard. Okay, cool. So that was FIFA 19. Let's see. So my starter squad is amazing. FIFA 20. Now this was actually on my second channel, which is where a lot of the gameplay will be, guys, this year for all the early on stuff and that type of things. If you're gonna want to watch that, make sure you guys subscribe to the second channel. That's kind of where we just taught all the gameplay. But this team was crazy, and I do remember exactly using this team in FIFA 20. Theo Hernandez very good, but that was Juku at center back with Carrera. Carrera also had the 5-star weak foot. This is probably my day 1 team. September 19th. This is literally as day 1 as it gets, guys. Lecomte in net, Aguilar at right back. I'm probably butchering a bunch of these pronunciations. He was very good at right back. We've got Awar in the midfield. Awar is such a good player in the beginning of FIFA. He links with everybody. He's just so solid. He's got 4-star, really solid 70, 80 stats. Bali Diao at right wing. Man, he was good. And then I remember I was hyping up that Onyekuru a ton. And then this is kind of like, I don't want to say I'm the person that discovered Ben Yedder because he was already kind of known in FIFA 19. He got a pretty crazy card towards the end of the year. And he was just good. He had a really good team of the group stage card. But this was like when I had bought Ben Yedder when he was like 13 or 12K. And man, when I started using him, I was like, oh my gosh, this card is so broken. I learned the drag back this year. And I remember that this Ben Yedder went all the way up to like 58K or something crazy. Like he went up, I think, to 60K. The hype on Ben Yedder at the beginning of this game was out of this world. I think we've got a bunch of loans on the bench. Obviously, you guys can see loans are a big deal off the bench. I think that's Vini on the bench as well. That's a really solid sub. And then look who's rocking with me over all these years, guys. We've got Cyprian there. He's been in almost all of my starter teams. So you start to figure out that, like, really, you've got a couple segues. You've got cheap La Liga. You've also got cheap Ligue 1, cheap French players. France is always a really nice... It's sometimes nice at the beginning of FIFA to do nation teams because you can really kind of get these players from, like, La Liga, Liga and Bundesliga. You saw it with my last team with, I think it was Upamecano, Mukiele. These guys are way cheaper than a guy who's probably like not as good in the Premier League, but it's just got the name of the Premier League to it. And then Idrissa Gana Gueye, who was very good in this game. He was actually like 1.5K or 2K for an 83. So this was up on my... let's see what we paid for these guys. So for a keeper, we paid 1.3. I think it's kind of good to kind of see what we've paid for these guys so we can kind of start to understand prices. So yeah, a player like this, right? High work rates. He's going to get it done. He does not have 4-star skills. It sucks, but it's a good card, man, for the beginning of FIFA, and he links to Ben Yedder. Perfect link, actually. 1.9K for that type of card. Carrere, look at this guy. And look at this guy. Look at both of these dudes, man. These are great starter team center backs. They really are, unless you run into a pay-to-win guy day one, which is hard because a pay-to-win guy on the first day of FIFA is still going to be opening packs in the menus while you're trying to play and grind. So just keep that in mind, boys. You're not going to play a pay-to-win dude who's got the whole entire team, the best team in FIFA until day 2, because on day 1, they're too busy opening packs. But yeah, medium-high work rates. This card looks really, really good. Idrissa Gueye, look at this. So Theo Hernandez was probably my most expensive player, but he was worth it, right? 92 pace in the beginning of FIFA, 70 plus defending, really tall. So 3.5K for him. Awar is 1.7K, very solid. I actually remember losing coins on Awar, so I think I overpaid a little bit because I got caught in the wave where everybody was using him for a starter team and then everybody upgraded, because Awar is not a card you're going to use for a really long time. He's a card that you will upgrade past. So that kind of makes sense to me why he did go down a little bit. We've got Cyprian there. 1.8K is what we paid for him. We've got Balde Diao at 2.6, 4-star. What a crazy card. And then Ben Yedder, 14K, but he had the 5-star weak foot high. Just almost the perfect cam early on. Bakayoko. Actually, Vinny was a loan. I didn't even realize that. So yeah, put some highlights in here too. Obviously, Ben Yedder is looking like he's really stealing the show here. So yeah, that was my starter team in FIFA 20. And then we go look at FIFA 21. Which this was my starter team. And you know what? This team probably was really affordable as well. A good-looking team, man. Not going to lie, a good-looking team. I don't know who that center back is, though. Clinton Mata. Delhi was 800 coins. Honestly, not a bad look. 6'4". Oh, my. This is like as starter as it gets. Who is that? Buffarini. Yeah, very nice card. Ismaili. 3.3K for him. That's pricey. That is pricey. So a couple of these players were a little bit more expensive than I think I had anticipated. But you can see we obviously had some coins early on, and it was a little bit easier to get coins. Who else was in this team? I want to go back. I kind of lost it already. I was looking at Montiel. It seems like... All right, so we had Quincy Promes. This is me kind of moving it around. Yeah, that's a very good team. Quincy Promes at cam early on, 5-star skills. Douglas Costa, I remember having a love for this year. He was amazing in the beginning of this game, and I think I was rocking with him because he was so good in FIFA 20 for me that I was like, all right, I can count on this guy. He also got the chemistry link to Arthur. It's actually funny because you guys are probably watching thinking, Nick, isn't an 84 really expensive in the beginning of FIFA? It's actually not, because there's no SBCs out. It's kind of like for a month, 83, 84s are actually not at the fodder price because there's nothing out. David Neres is a nice choice. Obviously, you can see I was going with 3 5-star skillers up top. I think that's Martinez. Solid team. Mignolet in net, actually, which is kind of funny. Then we've got our loans again. Makes sense, man. This team looks really solid. Doesn't look too expensive either, which is kind of a plus, you could say. So that was my first starter team, I guess. Look at that dribbling. What's going on here? What am I even doing here? Guys, it's so funny to see that early on in FIFA when nobody knows what's going on and everybody just looks like such a noob. Like, even though I'm winning that game 5-0, I look like a FIFA noob, man. I really do. I look like an absolute noob. But yeah, we've destroyed that opponent. I think that was my final placement game. So we won 5 games, and we got 124,000 coins. So that was one of the best things about FIFA 21. That's crazy. To win 5 games, and you get 124K on the first day of FIFA. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Now it's a lot different, right? Like, you don't have to use that 124K in an older FIFA for even me, who I think historically I've done so well trading. That takes me, if I'm not, if we're going no money, which we do on the road to glories and stuff, that's going to take me a long time. So you're talking about if EA start everybody in Division 10 this year, everybody's going to get coins every division they go up, and you're going to get 4,600 FIFA points at the beginning. It's going to be a whole different ball game this year. It really, really is. So that's kind of crazy. 124K to my name. And obviously, when you get 124K plus the 30K that I had, upgrading your team is eminent. And then I had one more video for you guys to show you basically... oh wait, Oh, no, I guess it didn't. So that was my starter team. I guess this was the team that I thought I was going to use in FIFA 21. And let's see if we actually stuck to it. Theo Hernandez, Ben Yedder. No, so this is what I had built the year before. FIFA 21. This video, right? So this is what I thought I was going to build, and I wonder what went wrong. I think this is kind of, but I also think at the same point, this is probably me just kind of testing and choosing. I think I did know early on that I did want to use Promes and Neres because they had the 5-star skills, and I think even if a player is in an off league or they have stuff wrong with him, early on, like the skill gap is so crazy in any FIFA because every player is bad. Oh, I was already looking at Mbabu, guys. Look at the inner rat within me, man. I was already looking at Mbabu. No way. So, yeah, I mean, I think probably what happened in my eyes is that maybe I was looking at Kimpembe and I was like, wow, he's actually a little too expensive. Let me go with a cheaper option. I think this back three, and what you'll see a lot of the time is, I'm just going to be honest, I am a creator, so a lot of people will watch my video and want to use that type of team. I think what had probably maybe had happened was that obviously France is really popular, but I think this video obviously had a lot of views. So I think a lot of people had seen that, you know, in FIFA 20, that kind of back three worked really well for me. And so I think it got a little mainstream. Not that I'm the direct reason, but all it takes early on is a couple people to start using a type of team, even though this is FIFA 20, and boom, you know, when that happens, it's like, it's to the moon, right? Every card goes up like crazy, and you know, that's kind of what happens. So a lot of people asking me, do I have any idea what starter team I'm gonna make this year? I don't, because we don't even know the database. I have no idea. And look, I think I talked about this yesterday and early on in the video. I'm actually really excited that we don't have a database. Like, I'm super stoked. I really think like it's gonna be the best thing that ever happened. I think all of us are gonna log on and just be like, holy, right? It's like when you pack a player and you never have seen him before, you're gonna be like, dude, I want to use that card. So I actually think that this is the year out of the last couple years that we're going to have the most unique starter teams we've ever had, because I just think so many users are not going to expect certain players they pack. And obviously, you guys that play FIFA for years or even a year or two, you know that when you get a first owner player, you want to use them so badly. It's so crazy. Like, getting a first owner player, you just feel that instant connection and you got to start using them. So that's going to be a really interesting twist this year as well, because everybody's going to obviously get welcome backpacks. You know, if we do get, even if we don't get 4,600 FIFA points at the start, which is what it says, you know, EA might divvy them out where it's like 300 at the start, 300 the second week. Even if that happens, everybody's going to at least be able to open probably 2 packs. So that's going to give them at least 10K plus probably. And then you've got the division rivals, you know, obviously we've talked about. So I think that you've got a lot of interesting scenarios this year with how people are going to make their teams and stuff. But yeah, I thought this would be a cool video to make, guys. If you enjoyed it, drop a thumbs up. I guess let me know in the comments down below if there's any players that you guys are starting to eye for your starter teams. I'm not really there yet, but I think this week when the boredom really sinks in, I will be probably starting to get there. So that'll be an interesting thing to discover this week. And I think I will have another video for you guys because we're starting to get a couple ratings today. I have seen some crazy ones. I did tweet out one nuts link that I'm hoping to use. And yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I don't want to keep you guys here too long, and I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Peace.